news. Israel has reopened its embassy in Zambia for the first time in more than 50 years, signaling a new chapter in relations between Jerusalem and Lusaka.
Israel in Zambia. A new embassy or old neo-colonial tricks? The reopening of Israel's embassy in Zambia, celebrated as a renewal of friendship after 52 years, is being sold as a story of cooperation, shared values, and common heritage. Yet Africa has seen this playbook before. Behind the banners of partnership and promises of agricultural technology or trade, what emerges is a familiar pattern of neo-colonial strategy, where one side reaps the real benefits and the other is left applauding symbolic gestures. For Israel, Africa is not about genuine friendship. It is about votes at the United Nations, markets for Israeli technology, and strategic access to resources and political influence. When Tel Aviv speaks of shared values rooted in the Bible, it cloaks modern geopolitical ambition in religious romance. But the reality is that Israel's foreign policy has long relied on exploiting African states as pawns in larger global games, especially to counter international criticism of its occupation and human rights violations in Palestine. Zambia, the so-called warm heart of Africa, may genuinely hope for trade and innovation, but history shows that such aid and partnerships often come at a price. African lands become testing grounds for Israeli technologies. African governments are tied into security deals that serve Tel Aviv's interests, and African voices are softened against Israel's ongoing cruelty toward the Palestinian people. It is a new mask for an old order, a neo-colonial insertion disguised as cooperation. Just as France, Britain, and the United States used development aid to maintain dependency, Israel now uses embassies, agricultural missions, and technology transfers as diplomatic tools to extend its reach. Zambia is not the first, nor will it be the last African nation courted by Israel with promises of prosperity. But in almost every such relationship, the asymmetry is glaring. Africa provides legitimacy, resources, and markets. Israel takes them and gives back just enough to keep the handshake looking equal. The cruel irony is clear. A state that denies sovereignty, land, and dignity to Palestinians now seeks to posture as a partner in African self-determination. For Pan-Africanists, this is not friendship. It is infiltration. It is a continuation of foreign control through soft power, diplomacy, and economic dependency. And this is the warning for Africa. Zambia's moment today may be Ghana's or Kenya's tomorrow. Israel will seek to multiply these partnerships across the continent, weaving a network of influence that strengthens its global position while keeping Africa divided and dependent. If African nations accept such deals uncritically, they risk trading one form of colonial exploitation for another, a subtler, more deceptive kind that comes dressed in the language of innovation and development. The embassy in Lusaka is not just a flag on a building, it is a reminder. Unless Africa defines its own partnerships on truly equal terms, these alliances will only tighten the chains of neo-colonial dependency, with Israel once again walking away the real winner.